Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Rick coming at you with today's video. Your painful past has clues to your bright future. In the journey of trying to uncover what is inside you, which is something that I'm so passionate about, trying to discover the treasure inside you, the purpose that inside you. One of the less talked about methods is looking at your background, particularly the painful parts that are in your background. Psychologists will actively discourage you from looking at your past, and there's wisdom in that. If all you're going to do with those memories, those painful memories, is swirl them around in your head. However, if you're trying to figure out what you're meant to do on this planet, then it's going to be beneficial for you to look at the past. Everyone goes through pain, guys. Trust me. Everyone hurts. There are no exceptions. I used to think that, the bad things happen to other people, and then life just began to happen to me. It's only a matter of time before misfortune and tragedy and problems visit your own doorstep. So, I think there is a way you can use these to your advantage, though. Now, I'm not gonna be like, oh, everything happens for a reason, blah blah blah. This is not a sermon. I'm not preaching at anybody. But problems and pain, however, they're stepping stones to taking you to a brighter future. I find that the only key is not to give up. As long as you don't let those problems have you and take your life, you still have the chance to rise up and win. In poker, there's a saying called a chip in a chair, which comes from a player who was just about knocked out of a poker tournament, and all he had was one chip left, and that one chip meant he could keep his chair at the table. And what he did, though, in spectacular fashion, is he came back, rebuilt his chip stack, and actually came back to win the same tournament. And this is where the expression a chip and a chair comes from, meaning while you still have a chip and a chair, there is still a chance. That's the same thing in your life. The only losers in life are those who give up. These people have let the past win over them. They've let a divorce causes them never to, a divorce causes them to fear love, or bankruptcy has caused them to be afraid of entrepreneurial pursuits, or abuse. Abuse in their past has caused them to loathe intimacy. If you allow this, like you just, you're not going to win. Let me tell you something about myself. Losing my father affected me in psychological ways that I'm still unpacking even today. One of the results of this trauma is that it's given me a father hunger. From my youth, my young days, I always pined for male mentorship. An unexpected result of this is that I have a strong urge to see men take their rightful place leading and protecting this planet. Perhaps it was the absence of my own father that makes me never want to see any woman without her other half. It makes me never to see any child without a father guiding them. It's what makes me never want to see a young man without a male role model pointing out true manhood to him. This pain that I got makes me want to be a father figure to all the people in my life. What's the pain of your life made you good at? What are you now resilient to? What are you able to do that you weren't able to do before? Some of the strongest advocates against poverty are people who grew up with next to nothing. Any person who is reading this or listening to this can apply this. Pain and suffering is universal. Whether you're black or white, you're rich or poor, those who are bullied, those who are rejected, those who have experienced failure. If you're bullied, for example, and seeing anyone else going through bullying causes you pain, then perhaps a clue of your life work is hidden in fighting bullying in society. Your failure in academic endeavor may be what lights a fire under you to achieve the pinnacle of your intellect. Your painful past can have clues to the bright future in this way, guys. Many greats, I'll finish this video by showing you that many great people in life have risen from the ashes of pain to become incredible marks in history. Take a look at Nelson Mandela. Being imprisoned for decades turned him from the brash firebrand that he once was into the most diplomatic leader probably in all of history. He saved his country, South Africa, from a coming civil war that would have come from the pain of their past. Years spent in reflection, in reading, in thinking about a better South Africa came in handy in 1994 when he became the nation's first black president. Abraham Lincoln was a total failure until he wasn't. Take a look. I was writing down some of the things with Abraham Lincoln. In 1816, his family was forced out of their home and he had to work to support them. In 1818, his mother died. In 1831, he failed in business. In 1832, he ran for the state legislature and he lost. In that same 1832, he lost his job and he wanted to go to law school but couldn't afford it because of that. In 1833, he borrowed money. Abraham Lincoln borrowed money from his friend to begin a business, and by the end of the year, he was bankrupt. He spent the next 17 years of his life paying off this debt. In 1835, Abraham Lincoln was engaged to be married, but his sweetheart died and his heart was broken. In 1836, he had a total nervous breakdown and was in bed for 6 months. In 1838, he sought to become Speaker of the state legislature and he was defeated. In 1840, he sought to become an elector and he was defeated. In 1843, he ran for Congress and he lost. Then after winning in 1846, he ran again in 1848 and he lost again for re-election. In 1849, he sought the job of the land officer of his home state and he was rejected. And in 1854, he ran for the Senate of the United States and he lost again. In 1856, he sought the vice presidential nomination of his party's national convention and he got less than 100 votes. And in 1858, he ran for Senate again and again he lost. But in 1860, he was elected president of the United States. If you were Abraham Lincoln, at what point would you have given up? Lastly, Muhammad Ali, he was stripped of his title and he was vilified when he stood up for his beliefs and refused to go to Vietnam. He missed many years of what would have been the prime of his boxing career. However, he came back stronger and he was respected well beyond the boxing ring. His past made him a real champion who even his enemies couldn't deny. Read the article that comes with this if you want to know what other steps you can take today if you're looking for clues to the purpose of your past. And I hope you guys have a great day. I wanted to keep this video under 10 minutes. Have a good one, guys. Bye.